Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today, actually just recently, I've decided that I want to do a couple of book reviews. So I've read a few books of late that I would like to kind of explore. So the point of this channel is G Life is the name of it, and it's esoteric musings for open-minded, humanitarian, inclined, open thinkers. So along that line, I would like to explore a few topics that I've been considering and books that I've been reading. So like a lot of you, I have watched Nomadland. I guess I watched it about a couple of months ago. I don't think it was right when it came out. I was on whatever streaming service that was, just sort of browsing, and it was under the new releases, and I thought, well, I don't know what that's about. Looks interesting. So I watched it, and while I was watching it, I wasn't really sure like what I thought about it. Was I sad about it? Was it sad? Was it awesome? Was it free? Was it a great alternative for some people? Is it a point of last resort? What is it? How do I think about this? So, true to my nature, I didn't want to just judge it. I felt like I needed to process it a little bit. So I watched it, and I thought all of those things about it, to be honest with you. And of course, like so many of you, I believe it was Matt Foley that came to mind about living in a van down by the river. And I think that probably a lot of you guys would probably associate van dwellers with that sort of humorous skit on SNL. So after the movie, I decided I wanted to kind of dive into this a little bit deeper. So I went on YouTube, found out that one of the characters in the movie was a real guy, a real person. Like, I think they're all real people, but some were written characters. Some of them were real characters. So one of the real characters was Bob Wells, and he was the one that, I think her name was Fern. She went out into the desert, and he was telling people how to live successfully as a nomad. So he's a real person. He has a real YouTube channel called Cheap RV Living. So I started exploring his videos, and I just really got pulled into them. So I think part of it was just, I've always been fascinated with sort of like, this sort of goes back to some of the ideas in the book that I wrote about Emerson, and Emerson's idea of a hero, someone who, takes charge of their own future, lives their own truth. I have always respected people who could take care of themselves, and who were creative and could, solve problems and not get slowed down by the hurdles of life. And these van dwellers are just amazingly creative and resilient, and for the most part very positive and happy and free. Free is a word that just keeps coming to mind. So I watched Bob Wells videos, and I got very excited about it, and then I moved on to a creativity RV, I think, and there's several of them that I've sort of like kind of, how you get down the rabbit hole of YouTube, and I've been really watching a lot of these videos. And then I stumbled across this one channel called Minivan Lee, and she is an adorable woman, I don't know, in her 60s maybe, living in a minivan. And she's just very positive and inspiring. And so, watching Minivan Lee's channel, I became aware of the fact that she had written a book. So this is the first book that I'm going to sort of review. So this is her book, How to Live in a Minivan, by Minivan Lee, and that's her right there. It's just it's a self-published book on Amazon. I don't remember exactly how much it was. It was, I'm certain it was around $10, something like that. It probably also comes in Kindle format. But anyway, so this book is very simple, and I really appreciate that. The book, I don't even think it has chapters, honestly, to tell you the truth. I think it's just sort of I guess, yeah, there is a table of contents. Living in a minivan, windows, floors, domicile and mail, gadgets and gizmos, different kinds of vehicles you can live in, food, cooking, refrigeration, potty talk, because that is an issue if you're going to live in a van, how to stay clean, where nomads go, energy, power, and solar, pets, your minivan, storage and space, jobs and spare time, pros and cons. You can do this. And so that's kind of the chapters. It's very simple. It's a fantastic list, very practical list. Of course, it's written from her perspective, and everybody has different perspectives and everybody has different ways that they can do things. But I feel like I learned a lot from it. I feel like it's a fascinating subject. I don't know if living in a minivan is, or a van or an RV. Actually, I did live in an RV for a year and I really did like it. My doggy didn't like it very much, and so that's my biggest sort of obstacle at this point in pursuing that kind of lifestyle. But even if living in a minivan or a van is not your goal or your dream or your aspiration, I think that you can learn a lot from these people. Resiliency, creativity, positive attitude, their adventurous spirit, their quest for freedom, their fearlessness is so inspiring. And so many of these channels that I've gone to are women, middle-aged and older, who have decided to take their life and take control of it and stop living sort of by the system of the world. And it's just very inspiring. Their organizational skills are amazing. Their tips on, food storage and generators and solar power, it just has opened up a whole new world for me. So again, even if this is not maybe your aspiration, you think that it's the furthest thing that you would ever want to do, I do think that this is fodder for open-minded, humanitarian inclined thinkers. It's something to think about. It's something to explore. So I highly encourage you to get this book, How to Live in a Minivan by Minivan Lee. I encourage you to check out her YouTube channel. Creativity RV is another really good one, like I said. Cheap RV Living is also a really good one. There's several of them. I don't have them all committed to memory, but at the very least, it's something to open your mind, something new to think about, something to ponder, something to explore. That sense of adventure is awesome. So I will be reviewing some other books and just sort of discussing the ideas and just sort of my thoughts in that regard. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the book if you get it, and I would always appreciate comments if you have thoughts on this subject, or if you read the book. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. So that's all for now. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever time this finds you. Bye-bye.